Crypto holders, it's time for you to choose. I'm not talking between XRP, XLM, or ZBCN. The question is, are you going to choose to be locked in or are you going to be left behind? Right now, we're seeing max pain. People are tired of hearing all these great headlines and nothing happening. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding and a better conviction for your project to see that things are happening behind the scenes and we just haven't really felt the impact or the effect of this yet. But all that is building in real time right now. It's going to come to fruition at some point. Will you be ready? Today, we're going to talk about the DTCC, Japan, the Clarity Act, what's happening in the UK, Stellar, Ripple, ZBCN, all announcements coming out around the DTCC. This is the big announcement everybody's been waiting for. Let's go ahead and get into it. From the DTCC, their page on X, check it out with me. Today, tokenization continues to move from discussion toward real-world market activity through live production use cases. DTCC is demonstrating how tokenized assets move through established market infrastructure. So I want to play a video. It's about 50 seconds long, but hear what he is saying about this whole situation, what's coming up. And there's one key thing I want you to listen to, and let's see if you get it. But let's go ahead and play the video, guys. Don't go anywhere. You want to be aware of this information.
DTCC has been exploring and assessing blockchain and distributed ledger technology for more than a decade. Today, we're excited to be moving to production. DTCC is bridging TradFi and DeFi so that the future of capital markets is built on the same infrastructure that has underpinned global financial markets for decades. Through the DTCC tokenization service, we have the opportunity for increased efficiency, deeper liquidity, and new ways to move and use assets. In the same way that we solved for traditional assets over 50 years ago, we have built a platform that is interoperable and leverages the same principles of reliability and protection for digital assets.
Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to point out here, what he said. Of course, the announcement of the tokenization going forward. Of course, that's huge, right? You'll hear from your other influencers and people you follow how big that is. But what I want to point out is he said they've been working on it for over 10 years. This is something I used to say all the time in the earlier stages of this channel is you have to change your mindset from a retail investor into an institutional investor. And what that may look like is retail seems to think in days, weeks, maybe months at best, whereas to an institutional investor thinks of 6 months to 5 years to 10 years from now. So we have to change that mindset. And why that's important is because you'll hear things like this is coming soon, it's almost here, it's almost happening. And what they're saying is that still could be 2, 3, 5 years out because to them that is soon, but to us that is a long time. So changing your mindset is imperative so you don't get frustrated or ran out of the market because it's not happening on the timeline you decided it happened, because that's not how this works. But let's keep on going, guys. This is what I want to point out as well. It's already activated. When I say that they're on the sidelines waiting, they know what's coming. It's all planned. It's a timeline that's being unfolded. It's a certain game plan that has to be released at a certain time. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this is again from the DTCC. Check it out. It says JPMorgan successfully completed an equity token conversion involving the Invesco QQQ Trust, offering a practical example of tokenization at work with trusted market infrastructure. So naturally, one of the biggest detractors from crypto, JPMorgan, is already jumping on the bandwagon and moving forward and making this happen. The same day the DTCC announced this. While everybody's watching the DTCC, what's going on with them, what's happening in Japan and Korea is a bigger story we need to pay attention to. And just for anybody that's new here, guys, just because you hear all these stories, especially DTCC, you may see some excitement in the retail market. They're going to pump the markets a bit and they're going to kind of spike a couple of your projects. Don't go run and chase those highs. That's just a temporary spike from excitement. It will come down again, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Just be aware of that. Don't go chasing excitement. That's what they want you to do, right? But let's check out what's going on in Japan, guys. These are the bigger stories we need to jump into. So let's get into it. From Bull Theory, check it out. Breaking: Japan, the world's fourth largest economy, just approved Bitcoin ETF. Japan Upper House Committee approved the bill reclassifying crypto as a financial instrument. Listen to that, financial instrument, the same category as stocks and bonds. It already passed the lower house and a full chamber vote is expected as formality given the ruling party's control. The reform takes effect in fiscal 2027 with Bitcoin ETFs potentially listing on the Tokyo Stock Exchange by late 2027 or 2028. This is huge, guys. Separately, Japan proposed a cutting crypto taxes from as high as 55% down to a flat 20%, matching market rates. That change target in 2028. So let's explain this here just in a second about the 55 to 20. It's kind of misleading, but let's keep going. We'll talk about that in a second. From Bank XRP, it says Japan just flipped the switch. Crypto is now a financial asset under Japanese law. Not payment tokens, not a gray area, real financial assets, regulated like securities, new insider trading rules, real disclosure requirements, exchanges getting a serious upgrade. What's important is it's a financial asset. It's also a financial product. So crypto is a product, guys. This isn't just something you're going to hold and store. This is a product just like any other financial product, right? Like ETFs, etc. But there's, of course, different. But let's keep reading. This is what I want you to highlight and why I'm saying that 55% to 20% is imperative to understand the difference here. This is coming from Shanaka. Check it out. I'm not going to read all through it. I'm going to kind of highlight a couple things. It says the provisions commence on a cabinet chosen date within a year of promulgation, pointing to fiscal 2027 and the tax change activities on January 1st of the following year, which is most likely 2028. Nobody's tax failed today. No ETF was approved today either. That still needs a completely separate ordinance amendment and product approvals. Support was broad, not unanimous. This is what I'm trying to say. Nothing's going to go too crazy today, guys. This is all projected for later, 2027, 2028. But people are going to sell you this whole story that it's happening now. Rush in, go get whatever. It says carefully read the fine print and real design appears vividly. The famous 55% becomes 20, statutorily 20.315 with surtax, but only for designated crypto assets traded through registered Japanese business, wired into a reporting system built to deliver identity, address, tax number, and transactions records to the tax authority. Inside the parameter, you pay 20%. Outside it, the old rates survive as long as the new still prison for unregistered operators, tripling from 3 years to 10 years, fines more than tripling to 10 million yen, the first insider trading regime ever applied to the Japanese crypto. But what I also want to point out is this finishing line here. This is a good article if you want to read it. It'll be down in the video description. But he's really highlighted this and really pinned this well. It says, the state did not conquer Bitcoin. It did something more sophisticated. It made supervised route cheaper than escape. Revolutions are not crushed anymore. They are offered a discount. Think about it. So this is why it's imperative. You read past headlines and you get past all the hype that people are going to push. Hey, get out there and go get this project. It's happening now. You're seeing that there's some fine print there. They are trying to regulate and corral Bitcoin and really control it. Although it's not controllable, they're finding ways to do it through different discounts and incentives, right? We're going to see that all around the world, which we'll talk about that here in a second. But let's move on to the next story, which is, of course, Japan and the stable coins, then also South Korea. Let's check it out. From Coin Bureau, Justin, Japan's largest payment firm, JCB, signs MOU with Circle to explore USDC payments. JCB will test Circle stablecoin USDC for cross-border treasury transfers, payments, and merchant transactions. JCB, which handles 53.4 trillion yen in annual transactions volume, serves 181 million plus card members and about 72 million merchants worldwide. Circle just got exposed big time. And now we're looking at BCN with XRP. It says more use case for XRP. Doppler Finance and SBI Digital Finance have announced a strategic partnership. Both platforms combine to build institutional lending and collateral infrastructure for XRP in Japan. As we keep rolling from bull theory, we have breaking. South Korea just made crypto part of its national assets. The new National Asset Basic Act brings virtual assets and intellectual property under state asset law for the first time. The framework had stayed unchanged since 1950, previously covering mostly real estate. This comes along continued work with Digital Asset Basic Act, stablecoin rules, and spot crypto ETF framework. So if you watched my video from Monday, this video we talked about Japan, their economy was going on, and the whole idea was to say, hey, look, Japan is being activated. We're seeing them be one of the first countries to go live, right? We're seeing that unfold, and now we're getting all this news as the DTCC gets announced. They're getting more clarity and regulation around their assets, South Korea as well. That's what I'm trying to point out, guys. Like, pay attention to what the rest of the world is doing. Let's say the United States doesn't get the Clarity Act passed. The other countries are doing the same thing. They're actually passing rules and regulations. They are ahead of us. They're activating this either way, with or without America, right? Which does put pressure on America. So we'll see what happens with the Clarity Act, which we'll talk about here in a second. But I wanted to point that out. Like, Japan is well ahead of the rest of the world. Hey guys, while we're here, if you could please hit that like button. This does take a lot of work and effort and time goes into this. So if you guys can simply hit that like button, that'd be huge. If you saw the video from Monday, it only got like 350 views, as to where my other videos have been getting 1,000 plus. I don't know if it was suppressed, wrong time, people just aren't interested, whatever it may be. Any kind of support with hitting that like button is huge, guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's look at what's happening with UK, America, Clarity Act, all this. Let's jump into it. From Bank XRP. UK Treasury names Ripple as its convergence model for wholesale tokenization. 12-month plan move tokenized repo, glitz, and funds live. Cited Ripple's $1.25 billion hidden road buy plus Santander UK cross-border rails. Impact is 33 billion pounds or euros. GDP boost, 14 billion pounds a year tax gain. UK now ahead of US, where Clarity Act sits stalled. And as we look at that from Coin Bureau, just in, Democrats call the Clarity Act corrupt bill and threaten to vote against it. The US senators say that they will not support the bill unless it includes an ethics rule preventing officials from personally profiting from crypto. This comes after Trump disclosed $1.4 billion in crypto income last year, his largest source of income. Without enough Democratic support, the Clarity Act may struggle to clear Senate's 60-vote threshold. So we're still seeing struggles with the Clarity Act, things going back and forth. Will it pass? We don't know. But we do know right now we have two sitting Republicans that are either not with us anymore or may not be with us much longer. That is definitely going to hurt any kind of voting. And then we also look around what's happening geopolitically. We know that the United States has officially declared confrontations with another foreign country. I'm trying to be careful. So that's also going to confuse the market. So as this information is all happening, we're in mass hysteria and we're in max pain right now. People don't know where to look. Investors don't know where to place their money. So you might see a lot of volatility from this week just from these stories alone, right? From everything that's happening around us. Now let's move into the LF Decentralized Trust. If you don't know what this is, I actually saw this from Ryan Solomon. Saw one of his videos this morning as I was trying to get ready for this one, and I had to put it in there. It's really good stuff. So this actually ties into everything. So check it out with me. It says the Open Source Foundation for Decentralized Technology Ecosystem, the LF Decentralized Trust, is a nonprofit organization that champions open source best practices across a growing ecosystem of blockchain, ledger, identity, cryptographic, and related technologies. And if you don't know who that is, it says a part of the Linux Foundation. By embracing the open source principles established by the Linux Foundation, the LF Decentralized Trust serves as the neutral home for the open development of technologies that empower organizations to innovate with secure and resilient code. So they're all essentially working together to make this happen. But who is working together? Check it out. So leaders in decentralized technologies. Our members are on the forefront of reshaping markets, transforming industries, ensuring the resilience, security, longevity of critical systems for a digital-first economy. Listen to this, guys. You have the DTCC, Hedera, Lena, Open Assets, Shielded. But we see the general, so this is Premiere, so we see the general. I'm not going to read through it, but you can for sure see these big players as you run through here. It's not going to be kind of a surprise like American Express, like IBM. As you keep rolling down, we have associates as well. Another big names in there you're going to see as you move through it. These are big players, and I think they are going to really push this forward. So will the Clarity Act get approved sooner than later? We don't know, guys, but we definitely know that the big players that actually move the money and control the money, they are all in and they're trying to bring it to fruition, to bring it to our reality. So I see no other option to pass the Clarity Act, but the question is, does it happen this year or next year, right? That's when it really comes down to. But let's look more into the Linux Foundation and see what's going on with them. And this is where Ripple and Stellar come into play. So check this out. And keep in mind all those other big names we just read about. From the Linux Foundation, July 14th, it says, AI agents need a native way to pay. Today, we announced the operational launch of X402 Foundation to help enable community-based innovation and open payments with initial support from 40 member organizations and institutions. As you learn more about it, pop that open. This is the X402 ecosystem. Again, not going to read all through it, but look at Premier members, Amazon Web Services, American Express, Circle, Coinbase, Cloudflare, Fiserv, if you watch my video about the legacy banks trying to buy out Fiserv, Google, Moonplay, Monad, check them out if you don't know about Monad, Ripple, Stripe, Stellar, Solana, Visa, Shopify. Then general members, you'll see as well some big names as you'll recognize, I'm sure, Quant being a big one of them, World Liberty, Scale, T54, right, Near, all the ones that you know of, and then associate members right here as well. Cardano Foundation is setting inside that. But we get this from Ripple as well. It says Ripple is proud to join the X402 Foundation as premier member. Of course, no surprise there. And then from Danielle Dixon of Stellar, we have Stellar is proud to help steward it as a part of the X402 Foundation launched by Linux Foundation. So we're seeing the DTCC, Ripple, Stellar, X402, Linux Foundation, they're all working together to bring this to reality, guys. Like, stop worrying about, is it going to happen? Am I in the right market right now? The question is, are you in the right crypto asset? Are you in the right crypto project? Are you doing enough research and homework to really have a strong conviction knowing that, hey, this is for sure the one that's going to be long term. This is the one that's going to pay out. If you're not sure about that, then why are you investing in it? Stop watching the market and watch your portfolio and study why you invest. That will change your mindset forever. Now let's move into what's happening with Zebec. Zebec has launched their Super App. Let's go ahead and get into that piece of it, guys. This is exciting, so check it out. So from Zebec, July 13th, it says the wait is finally over. The Zebec Super App is now available on iOS and Android. Access your Zebec card, stream payroll, send and receive payments, stake ZBCN, and manage assets across 10 supported chains, all in one app. So check it out. I did download it. I'm going to play it for you guys so you can see what it looks like from an iOS standpoint. So let's check this out together, guys. 1 second. Check out your screen. And as you're going through here, you can kind of see the overall feel. You're kind of familiar with it, I'm sure. You can pick your cards, right? You have the carbon card or the silver card as we go through it. And this is just for my phone. I just did a basic screen record so you guys can get a feel for it and get an idea of what it looks like. You can definitely download it for yourself. Of course, it's free. And I just threw some basic, a little bit of money in there to kind of play around with it so you guys can see what that looks like when you have a little bit of funds in there. And then global remittance is coming. And if you want to look at the card again, if you want to learn more about the black card, the carbon card, it tells you what kind of features and benefits you have. So right here, it's reloadable, non-transaction fee, spend in USD, instant access to your virtual card, usable on Apple Pay. Okay, so now we have all this in motion. Ripple, Stellar, X402, DTC launching all this. We see that Zebec having their super app go live, so now people can finally start getting paid in crypto streaming, right? I mean, all this is coming together at once, guys. Like, my mind's racing really going through this. It's a truly exciting time. And as we think about all this unfolding, and as we start wrapping up payments, and payments is no longer the hot topic, what else can we see this going towards? Well, you may be surprised that the crypto and DLT is being used for media, right? So check this out, coming from ZBCN, speaking about the XRP ledger, check it out. It says the mainstream media is a $1.75 trillion industry. Decentralized media powered by the XRP ledger is here to take control over it. Band Exchange is taking the same technology used by Ripple for its XRP ledger and applying it to solve inefficiencies in the multi-trillion-dollar global media sector. BandX network transaction is already real. The platform boasting 510 plus journalists, 73,000 plus articles published, all powered by the BXE token built on XRP ledger. And then today we get this from Elon Musk himself. It says, once we have completed our review for security vulnerabilities, we will make the entire code base of X open source with no exemptions. Moreover, we will invite third-party reviewers to examine the system that is running to confirm the open source code is what is running. Trust through total transparency is the only thing that should be believed in. So we have players like Elon Musk and X going to start using this technology to make it fully transparent, right? So you're going to be able to actually track what their code is, making sure there's no shadow banning, make sure they're not suppressing things, make sure people are getting the right information, you can go and investigate and document that yourself because it's going to be an open source to be able to do that. So that's kind of where our future is going. Any kind of trusted company would do the same, right? That's what you would want from a company you want to believe in. And at the same time, we're seeing that the full activation of crypto is happening right now, real time, guys. You're here, you're watching it, you're lucky. Don't get fudded out. Don't get chased out of the market. If you are kind of frustrated, go take a break, catch your breath, come back, get a fresh start, and start with fresh eyes, right? It will change everything for you. Stop chasing the price action and start educating yourself further. That's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you found it valuable. If you guys did, please, again, hit the like button. If you like this kind of reporting where we bring you facts, no hopium, different way to look at the crypto market, please consider subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you aboard. Before I let you guys go, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, become the change you want to see in the world. Thank you guys so much for hanging out this long. I'll catch you on the next one.